Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist and author, and I'm never going to get tired of saying that, Kellee White. And welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is September 19th, 2024. And let me say hi to some people, and we've got a big show tonight. Lots to say, lots going on here. Hi, Mystic Owl Sunny. I'll try to answer that question in a little bit. I will try to answer that, Mystic Owl. Hi, MKD. Hi, Nancy. She says, I read about half of your book, and I see myself in chapter 4. Great book. Thank you, Nancy. It's interesting that people are choosing different parts of my life that they're seeing themselves in. And I so appreciate that, really. Hi, Dee Dee from Chicago. And you love my book, too? Yay, thank you. Hi, Toby. I love this. She says, Kellee, I'm loving your book. I think my favorite part so far is the dead pigeon. Oh, you bet. That really led to some adventure there. Toby, that's hilarious. Sherry Craft, that's a great question. I'm going to come back to that question. Hi, Jamie. Loved your book. You too also have responsibility as a life theme. You'll see in my book, which is called Cracked Open. Crack it open and crack yourself open. There you go. About my spiritual awakening. Hi, Helene. How are you doing, honey? Oh, I loved your book. Thank you so much. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Ophelia. Hi, Karen. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate mosquitoes? Oh, Karen, yeah, I actually had a mosquito problem. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kim Ann. Hi, Angela. Hi, Pam. Hi, Laura. Hi, Maggie. So, and Maggie, that's a good question. I'm going to come back to that question too. And I have a new, not just for today, I have Tabitha as my producer because Renee is still out of the country, and Ryan too, our other producer, is out of the country. So I have Tabitha. How great is that? Is that a great name? And it's so appropriate. And so she's helping me today. So Tabitha, if you could remember that question, particularly with Maggie Landis, because I do want to answer that. Hi, Renee. Hi there. And I'll get you a card, Renee, because you want to know if everything is going to be okay. Just had a heartbreak, and some good energy would be a blessing. You know what, Renee? Let's start with that. Let's get you the power of love, honey. Okay. I'm sorry that you had a heartbreak. Let's talk about these eclipses, because I am going to go into the meditation about how to do meditation and how to get yourself ready for meditation. And I'm going to answer a lot of questions, and I'm going to talk about astrology. And Renee, what I have noticed about this is from The Power of Love, James Van Praag's great card deck, The Power of Love. And I'll tell you this, Renee, these eclipses, what they do is they bring us from one road to another road. And these are some really challenging times. And I am going to talk about Venus, because Venus just went into Libra as of yesterday, the 18th. And that will make a difference in relationships. But prior to that, it was really, really rough going here. So I'm sorry that it says action. You have the courage to express the unique living colors of your soul. So that tells me, Renee, you took some action there. And if you haven't, take some action to help yourself, to heal yourself. Because you're a natural healer, honey. I mean, you're an extraordinary healer. And all of us will experience heartbreak at some point or another. It's just living here on Earth. You know, we have all kinds of challenges here. But so I just wanted to do that for you. And now I'm going to go into talk about the astrology right now. Because first of all, that eclipse, and we're in eclipse season. Let's not forget that. We are in eclipse season. The first eclipse was only September 17th. So it was just a couple of days ago. And in the span of 5 minutes, I received 3 different, each challenging texts within 5 minutes. While I was trying to meditate, by the way, I should have had my phone I was outside looking at the moon and to take pictures when I was interrupted by 3 different equally challenging situations in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And so anyway, this is the kind of, it was a very emotional night, and it was it's been an emotional week. And we're going to be in this energy of emotion through the next eclipse, which is October 2nd. And next week, I'll really go into the details of that eclipse. But eclipse season reminds us that we're here to let go of whatever is not serving us, and whether it happens because you're conscious of it happening, whether it happens and you just make a change or somebody makes a change for you, that this is a very powerful time because it gets us on the road that we're supposed to be on. So as of September 18th, yesterday, all the way until October 12th, Venus, the planet of love and relationships and finance too, is in Libra, which means it's exalted in its own sign. And this is wonderful time, actually, for relationships, for balance, for diplomacy, for humanitarianism, being a humanitarian. It means balance and harmony, and it's all possible. So it's a better time in all areas of relationships. It's actually a better time. And this lasts until October 12th. And the second thing about what we have going forward is that on September 22nd, we go in, Mercury transits into Virgo. And again, it's exalted in Virgo. So these two combinations with Venus in Libra and Mercury in Virgo, and I'm talking Vedic astrology, where the planets actually are located. It also is the fall equinox. And that's a really powerful day. That fall equinox is a really powerful day for meditating. It's a powerful day for journaling. It's a powerful day to look and see where you are and where you're headed. Because Mercury is exalted here. And Mercury rules the intellect and the mind and learning and communication, and it will affect the way we think. It will give us a clear mind, actually. So this is a very powerful, powerful time. Now, in some cases, it could bring anxiety because Ketu is in Virgo for the eclipse, which will bring some chaotic behavior. However, on the whole, between Mercury and Venus, it's actually really good. So that's where I wanted to go with the astrology today, and we'll talk about the next eclipse, October 2nd. So next Thursday, we'll be talking about that next eclipse, which is a big eclipse. It's a solar eclipse, and it is in Virgo. It's a Ketu eclipse, which means it's a South Node eclipse. South Node has a lot to do with karma, the past, and propelling us forward. I mean, it'll be, these are interesting times that we're in. And I've been saying that all along. These are interesting times. So before I answer any of the questions, and thank you guys for writing and sending me the questions, and I'm going to look at as many questions as I can. But I do want to talk about the topic tonight, which is, I really wanted to discuss meditation. I'm not going to do a meditation, but I'm going to tell you how to prepare for it, because it's not the kind of thing, where you can just, hurry up, sit your ass down and start meditating and then get upset that you can't do it because your mind is racing. And I know a lot of you out there, I got you. I know you do it. I have done that on many times. I'm in a hurry and I'll just rush in, and it just doesn't really come together. But I've been meditating now for, I'm trying to think in my book when I started, because I think I talk about it in my book, probably for over 20 years. Oh, well over 20 years at this point. And so I have a lot of thoughts about it. And so I'm going to discuss specifically like how to clear some of the emotional or the mental or the energetic blockages, because sometimes when we go to sit to meditate, it's, we get frustrated easily. And so we're going to help you identify maybe some areas of tension or some negative thoughts or some overwhelm. And I'm also going to talk about a powerful visualization technique that works, that I do, that I use on occasion. And just remember that you've got to be patient when you're learning this skill set, and you've got to be consistent. Those two really come together, to be patient and consistent. So why is meditation even important? Like, why am I even, is it a buzzword for anything? I'm going to tell you why it's important. Because it changes brain waves. And later, after meditating for that period of time, that all I did was meditate, and I went in to see my neurologist, and for yet another EKG, I had several of them. It was I had the brain waves of a monk because I had done so much, and I was in such a calm state. Now you have to remember, early on, if you read my book, you'll see I went through all kinds of drama and trauma. And so I was always in a highly fight or flight state constantly, my whole life, until I had a head injury, and that stopped me. And then the healing work of trying to find myself in the world, and starting with meditation. And meditation changed my life. It changed my life for the better. Because when you slow down, so when you start to meditate, it changes your brain waves, it lowers your blood pressure, and then you start to think in a clearer way. And then when you think in a clearer way, you make better decisions. And that's really important, because if you are flying by the seat of your pants, which I know I did forever, you make bad choices. You just do, because you're not connecting to your intuition, because you're in a fight or flight state. And so meditation connects you to your higher self. Yes, it absolutely can connect you to your spirit guides. And by the way, your spirit guides are there all the time, all the time. Even if you're busy, you don't have to worry. They're always there for you, always. But connecting to your higher self, because you have all the answers in you. You have all of the answers. And so meditation really helps people. And I really want to encourage people to meditate. And so I want everybody to know this too, that every day, and I found this statistic just shocking. Everybody has at least 6,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day running through your mind. And it turns out that of those 6,000 or 60,000 thoughts per day, 75% of those thoughts are negative thoughts, and 95% of those are repetitive. So if you are telling yourself, I can't meditate, I have this, guess what? That thought is going to loop and loop and loop, and you will not meditate, and then you will continue down that cycle. And so I'm trying to help people break out of that cycle. And I think one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves is to make time for ourselves in a meditation. And so here's some of the things I do want to talk about, that our bodies hold a lot of tension. So you'll hold tension, and you can, when you sit quietly, you can figure out, is the tension in my neck, in my shoulders? Am I getting headaches? Is it in my jaw? Is it, TMJ? Is it in my stomach area, in my abdomen? A lot of people hold a lot of tension there. Is it in my chest? Often with anxiety, it's everywhere, but often the chest is important. And is it in your inner ear? In your inner ear? Does it cause stomach issues? Are you more emotional? I mean, all of these things are kind of, I bring them up to see where you are with the idea of meditating. Okay, because this is important to look at. Are you being derailed by any of these things? And most people are, But again, with meditation techniques, you can't just plop your ass down and with a million thoughts running through your head and being anxious and worried and try to meditate, because that is a setup for failure. But the thing is, meditation is about rewiring the brain. It's rewiring it. Where I learned to meditate was, and I write about this in my book, was with a guru. I actually, because of my traumatic brain injury, I was looking for somebody to help me with what was happening. And I met these people that brought me to see a guru. And I was not really a guru person, as I'm not a guru person now. A guru means the teacher. But I never had that experience. And It was some experience. But what was important about that is this guru taught me how to meditate. And what this person did, and I thought this was, I'm going to teach you guys because I think this is really important. If you are planning to meditate, and I really encourage all of you to set a plan to do this, set this into action. First, set your intention. And you set the intention before you enter the space. So when I was working with this guru, I had never been in anything like this. I walked in, and the first thing I heard was like this celestial music, just kind of like a nice kind of a vibration that it set the tone immediately. You can certainly put on certain meditation music or something, because what you want to do is create a space that has really good energy for you. So you can, in this space, you want to clear the clutter, any that's clutter, and if you can, and you want to bring in, and what I use simply, I have tons of crystals, as you can see around, but if you just have a regular quartz crystal, just a clear quartz, which I think it does everything. This is an extraordinary piece to have with you, because this crystal, a quartz crystal, this is like, it's super versatile, and it amplifies the energy that's around it. So it's an excellent crystal to activate the crown chakra, because the crown chakra is this seventh chakra that we open when we sit in meditation. And that's when we connect. We really connect with our higher self. And so this allows us to connect with higher realms of consciousness. It also deepens our psychic abilities. And quartz is known as the master healer. So it's a really great stone to use. So again, you're setting an intention. I'm going to meditate today. I'm going to meditate for clarity. I'm going to meditate for connecting to my higher self. I'm going to meditate to relieve stress. Okay, there's lots of reasons, and sometimes I'm just going to meditate is just fine. The intention is I am going to meditate. That is simply an intention right there. If you can, and if you feel like it, some people light a candle. So when I was working with this guru, there would be candles everywhere. There'd be a certain music going on, some sort of meditation music. And if you feel like it, have some special smell around, something that would remind you of meditation. Maybe a lavender smell, or it's light incense, or anything that helps you to know that you are setting up a sacred space. And then you treat it that way. So it's very important, because you also want to start with a positive affirmation. And you can do this as you're even walking into the meditation room. You set an intention, I'm going to meditate. And then what you want to do is, these are some of the affirmations that I think are important. I allow myself to slow down and enjoy this space. I allow myself to slow down and enjoy this space. I am capable of overcoming challenges. I am capable of overcoming challenges. I am brave. I am safe. And all of those are something that you can use for that. Now, another thing that the guru taught us was breathing. Now, she started with box breathing, and I'm going to explain that. But then they would go into pranic breathing, and that's a little more advanced. I'm not going to even go down that road, but that's this really fast breathing, and it gets you almost lightheaded. So by the time you do a meditation, you have already left the station. I guess that's why we all loved it so much. But box breathing, or four-square breathing, it's really straightforward and it's really powerful. So as you've set the mood, you've set the intention, you have a positive affirmation. So box breathing is really great for clearing the mind and anxiety, and helping any of the areas or of energy that might have you stuck. So everything is for 4 seconds, or for a count of 4. Each one is a count of 4. And there's first you inhale for 4 through the nose. You hold it for 4. Then you exhale for 4. And then you hold it for 4. So you, again, it's box 4 square breathing. It's an inhale for 4 through the nose. Hold it for 4. Exhale for 4, and you could do that through the mouth or the nose. And then hold that for 4. And there's a science behind this 4 square breathing, because what it does is it activates the body's relaxation response by engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, and that counteracts the fight or flight response that's brought on by stress. And what it does is it brings you to a state of calm. And when you practice this 4 square breathing, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure decreases, and your muscle tension eases. And this contributes to physiological changes, and it has a real big influence on your mental well-being. So that's another way to enter this sacred space once you're there. And then another thing is what you can do when you're in that sacred space. You can visualize. Visualization is really, really powerful. And to visualize, what I started with is I started visualizing, it's a hard word to say, the violet flame. And the violet flame is, you imagine a large purple, like glowing ball of light above you, and you invite it close to you, and you visualize that it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger as you are going into a meditation. So you continue to visualize that. And once you do that, and then here's what I would highly suggest, is go online and find a guided meditation. I know people that bought my book. I have a guided meditation for finding being with your spirit guides. I have some other meditations that I will have up soon. I just haven't had a moment yet to do them. But go online, find a guided meditation. You can find them for a guided meditation for grief. You can find a guided meditation to reduce stress. You can find one for good mental health. You can find one for releasing tension. You can find one for improving your sleep. You can find one for just to help you, with your higher self, to go to your higher self, to connect to your higher self. Because research shows that guided meditations really help people because it gives their brain a place to go. And so all of these are techniques that I've used for years to put myself into a meditative state. Now, because I've done meditation for so many years, I can just put myself into this state by starting with the breathing and connecting with my higher self. And sometimes I'll receive messages. Sometimes I am just clearing the space, and just feels good to be in that space. Feels really good. And if you can start with even 5 minutes, if you can do 8 minutes, if you can do 10 minutes, you're knocking it out of the park. That's amazing. When I was with the guru, they would be 3 hours. Seriously, 3 hours, and sometimes longer. And we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and I would go with my friend Charlene, and we really enjoyed it so much because it shifts everything. It shifts the way you think. And remember, the whole idea in life is to have an awareness, and slowing down and doing meditation brings you centered. It brings you to your core, and it slows you down, so you do make really clear thoughts. And it's changed my life. It's changed my life. So allow yourself to slow down and enjoy this space if you can. So, and I really want to repeat that. Allow yourself to slow down and enjoy this space. So let me know. I'd love to know how you guys do with all the meditations that you guys come up with, that you do. And if you've done my spirit guide, let me know how that goes for you. Okay? So now I'm going to look at some of these questions here, and I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. So hello, Kellee. This is from Mystic Owl. She says, thanks for taking my question. I'm having trouble trying to make contact with my guides since taking on the responsibility of 2 grandchildren. How do I know that I'm in contact again? Well, Mystic Owl, your birthday is 7/25, 1957, like me. Go us. And 7/25, July 25th, is a 3 of clubs. So 3 of clubs is very, very psychic. I mean, extremely psychic and intuitive. And your guides are always there. They're always there to connect. Just because, I love my 2 grandkids, and I always know my guides are around. Enjoy the experience with your 2 grandchildren. But I promise your guides are probably loving this too. So don't worry about that. You'll always be able to do that, always. So Sherry Craft says, Kellee, how do you tell someone you are an empath? Or do you just let them figure it out when they know what they want before they ask? If I were to meet someone now, I would really assess the situation. Before I said anything to anybody, I'd probably be assessing the situation and to see if they are an empath or if they're sensitive. And sometimes the conversation will come out. I would tell somebody, but I would assess the situation before I just kind of blurted that out. I'm an empath. I don't know, but I would assess the situation with somebody else. I would, because some people will never be able to figure it out, because empath, even the term is fairly new. It's been around for 10 years? It's been around we've all had been empaths forever and ever, but the term hasn't been out for that long, and a lot of people don't know. So maybe your job is to school them. There you go. I love that. I love that. So let's see. Here we go. And okay, so Maggie Landis, you wanted to know if I would speak about being more vulnerable. Yes. So I'm not sure if you're talking about because in my book I was very vulnerable. I think that's what you mean, but I'm not sure. But being more or even just being more vulnerable in life. Oh, and I did mention that last week. Okay. Being more vulnerable is allowing yourself to be you. It just is. Like, it's a way of being with less defenses out, without having all the defenses up, yeah. And if sometimes people are afraid they're going to be hurt, but I think vulnerability is everything. I listen a lot to my little brother Theo Katzman's music, and he's very vulnerable in his music. If you ever listen to him, Theo Katzman, he was on this show a couple of years ago, and he's doing so well. His career is just skyrocketed, but his music is all about his vulnerability, about everything in life. And there's a power in that vulnerability because you're so authentic that it helps others be authentic too. So, and your birthday is 11/27, November 27, which is a 6 of hearts, and 6 of hearts has a lot to do with family and family situations and loving from the heart, actually, Maggie, loving from the heart. So you could do it. You could do it. Okay. So, and here we go. Hi, Lori Young. How are you doing? Hi, Vicki. Let me get you a card. I have them here. Here they are, from Talking to Heaven. Let's get out some cards from Talking to Heaven. Those are fabulous cards. Here we go, Vicki. Let's see. We will be together again, from your husband. Yes, you will. And also, I want to give a card to my dear friend, They sent me these beautiful flowers. Look at those flowers. Are those amazing? Here, Lori, I want to give you this card. I see all of your thoughts from your father. I see all of your thoughts. He's a sweet man. He's a sweet man. Okay. Let's see. Got you booking the mail this week. Oh, you got my book in the mail this week, Kim Ann? Thanks, honey. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for reading it. I'm so excited that it's out here. And wait, I had some, wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me get some other questions. This is from Melania Stan. And I do want to thank everybody for the eclipse pictures that you all put up. That was just beautiful. Thank you so much. And I do want to remind everybody, before I forget, my October calendar is up. So if anybody wants to have a session with me, you can go to my website, kelleewhite.com. My calendar is up. And so Melania Stan, she says, Kellee, I wanted to ask you something that's been on my mind for a long time, and it's a strange question. Actually, Melania, this is a fabulous question. Now, you guys are going to love this. She says, can some people or friends bring you bad luck into your lives? I tend to watch out for that kind of thing, and sometimes it leads me to distance myself or cut some friends out of my life. Do I have any thoughts about it? Oh, you betcha. And your birthday is October 29th, which is also a 6 of hearts. So a lot interesting. 6 of hearts has a lot to do with family. So here's what I think about that. It's a great question, because can people bring you bad luck or bad situations? You bet. I mean, this is why know thyself. Use your intuition. If you feel this person is off, there's something bad here, something's wrong here, go with it, because it's mind, body, and soul. Our bodies might get the anxiety hit. There's something the matter with. I feel anxious when I'm around that person. Pay attention. It's telling you something. We have a body for a reason, to help alert us. And use your intuition. There's something off here. And when you invite people into your space, into your family or into your space, you want to make sure that if you can, to the best of your ability, and there are sociopaths out there, trust me, but you want it for the best, that's another show, but for the best of your ability, you want to be able to use your God-given gifts to not bring bad people into your lives. Because what happens then is, we can call it bad luck, but in actuality, it's you weren't paying attention to the signs. Because there's always red flags when somebody is less than they should be around you. There's always red flags. And yeah, and one bad apple can bring you down. There's no question about that. So always remember that. You know, that's very important. Hi, Marilyn McCormick. Oh, and your birthday's 9/13. So all my September people and into the early part of October, our lives will change, because this is eclipse energy, and eclipses change lives. And your birthday, Marilyn, is 9/13, and 9/13 is a Jack of Clubs. Jack of Clubs is somebody with a great mind, quick, always a healer, especially when they come in the Virgo time period. Virgo, healer. So this is, I think, Marilyn, this brings you to a whole bunch of healing, or healing for your life or others this year coming up. Hi, Ann Margaret. Yeah, that full moon was the best. Hi, Julianne Siegel. And Julianne and I are going to be teaching a class, which is going to be great early next year. So I'm looking forward to that, Julianne. And I'm going to see you in person. I'm going to see you in person in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited to see that. Hi, Lee Star. Love my book. Thanks, honey. Michelle Scotty says hi. Michelle is an extraordinary marketeer, social media. She's extraordinary. And she's got a granddaughter that opened my book and said, Kellee White. She's so cute. Julie Akers, thank you for reading my book. I appreciate it. Yeah, this energy is very intense. So Tammy Connor says, Kellee, my daughter had her baby today and her water broke during the eclipse. Woohoo! Is that one special baby? That is one special baby. When people are born on an eclipse or right at an eclipse, I will tell you, they are really powerful. And I'm going to tell you something else. And I'm going to talk, James and I are doing predictions later, but I'm going to tell you something else. Trump and Harris, both were born on full moons. Just saying, both were born on full moons. Being born on a full moon is one of those most extraordinary things. So that granddaughter, she's going to be special. She's going to be really special. So there you go. Yeah, the energy is still strong, and absolutely. Connie wants to know Connie Knowlton wants to know if you will find love again. Well, if you want to find love again, just make sure you love yourself first. I always want to start with that. But let's see. Discernment. Okay, Connie, seriously, perfect. You are developing the skill to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. So here's the thing. If you want to be in love, that's a wonderful thing. Use discernment. This is why we practice meditation. It all comes together. You practice meditation, you slow the brain down, you use discernment. You can tell, is this guy a bad penny? Or is this girl a nightmare? Or are they amazing people? That's you've got to look at everything. Margie Renzi says, Kellee, your book is one of the best I've read in such a long time. Thank you, Margie. I'm hearing that from people, and I can't tell you what that means to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I put that out with love for everybody to get their own healing from what they have from the book, if they can. Okay, hi, Alan. Hi, Jan. Vivian says, Kellee, greetings from Canada. I love your book. Just started to read. Thank you, guys. Vicky says, yay, Tabitha, to you. Oh, my gosh. Deb says, I thought your book was awesome. I loved reading it. Thank you. Spotlight says, Kellee, can you speak about what synchronicity means for us? Yes. Synchronicity or coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. There's no synchronicity. We can say, ooh, look at that synchronicity. Ooh. No, it's a great plan. It all comes together when it's supposed to. I mean, I will tell you synchronicity. I mean, I'll tell you in action. Again, Renee has been my producer for years now. And Renee had to go on a family emergency. And sadly, his mother passed away. And so he had to go to the Netherlands, which is where he's from. So he goes to the Netherlands. Then we have Ryan doing it. And then Ryan gets a thing and he says, I've got to go with my family. They're taking me to Madrid. I'm like, what? So he's off. And I thought, well, we're going to have to cancel the show today because we just assumed that. And Michelle said to me, no, my sister can do it. And it was like, is that a coincidence? Is that synchronicity? That is what I would call God's timing, how that works. So synchronicity is a great way to look at signs. A synchronicity is, I just met this person over here. How wonderful. It can be a sign. It's God's way of staying anonymous is what they say. So we can use that term synchronicity. It's a great word for it. Okay, Laura Crum says, hi, Kellee. Hi, Laura. If we have trouble clearing our minds or getting it to relax, how would we be able to meditate and clear anything that we have trapped? In this time of our living, it's so hard to relax, to clear anything. And it's true. We will be bombarded at this time. And let me tell you, everybody, it will continue beyond. And so therefore, put your phones away, learn to meditate, learning it now will be a healthy thing for everybody because this is going to be, the world will go cattywampus. And so we want to really be able to calm ourselves and to keep our energy clear. So anyway, so how we do that, again, Laura, is I would start with, if you have trapped energy, like anxiety or fear or anything, slow your breathing down. Do that box breathing that I was talking about. Set an affirmation. Set an intention and say an affirmation. Everybody remembers Louise Hay, from Hay House. She founded it. But Louise Hay had a very challenging life. And what got her through it were positive affirmations. And she's the one that everybody knows. She's the one that started with the positive affirmations. I mean, God, talk about, and I met her one time. I actually got to meet her briefly for a second. I got to meet Julia Child a couple of times too, and I felt the same way, that these amazing icons, oh my gosh. But anyway, so set an affirmation. Yet life is going to be, I wish I could say, oh, it's going to slow down. It's not. It's going to ramp up. Not to saying that for anybody to get anxious about. We wanted to be here during this time. We will learn a lot. And so if you can be your own guru inside, your own guru, and what you would do is start with the box breathing. That really helps to ground and relax somebody. And then it resets the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's that fight or flight. And that's that intense energy. So there you go. I know, Kim Ann, I think of Tabitha on Bewitched too. That's the first thing I thought of. Slovdanka, hi from Melbourne. Hi there. Oh, Ophelia, your birthday is 9/21. Can you have a card? You bet. So that means you are also a 3 of clubs. So my birthday's tomorrow is the 20th. I'm a 4 of clubs. You're a 3 of clubs. So all these birthdays at this time. Empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. And that goes to all, for you, Ophelia, and to all my empaths out there. We feel. Now, I was working with somebody today who I've known for years, and I just love her to death. And she feels everything. And yes, it's a great thing that we can feel, but we also have to be able to move in the world. It's important to feel and to be able to move through the world. So always remember that, okay? I think that's really important. Heather Whelan, hi, Heather. She says, I'd love a card. I'm going through a rough couple of weeks, and your birthday is 9/27. Right again in this eclipse time, right? 9/27, September 27. A lot of these September, 10 of hearts. 10 of hearts with an 8 of spades. So Heather, that means 10 of hearts is you're here to learn all about yourself. But the 8 of spades, that makes you fierce. That makes you fierce. And I'm sure it has been a rough couple of weeks. These energies are tough. I mean, really tough. All the stories I've heard. Patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. And that's the thing, you guys. As James always tells me, you can't push the river. And I'm always trying to swim up the river or go around the river or forget about it. And I just let it happen. But it took me years to get there. But anyway, hi, Isabella. Hi, Lisa. She says, Kellee, this eclipse brought on lots of dreams. Now let's talk about that. It sure did. Lisa, thanks for reminding me about talking about this. It sure did. I had the strangest dream last night of this giant crystal that just exploded. And I was like, oh boy, that was like, what change is that going to bring? This eclipse brought on a lot of dreams. Can we clear karma during dreams? You bet you can. Example, people from childhood who you hardly knew or have thought of in dreams trying to harm you. What is your opinion? So did you have harm from these people in childhood? Did you? I mean, what do they represent in your life? I mean, that's, Lisa, something that I would really want to talk about psychologically, because from your childhood that you hardly knew, were they scary people, or what is it bringing out in you? Because can we clear karma? What happens in dreams is they bring things up from the unconscious to make them conscious. And so what has come up for you? Was there a neighbor that was scary? Was there somebody that hurt you? Was there something you had even heard about as a child? Because even as a child, from 0 to 6, often our subconscious is formed from 0 to 6. And 0 to 6, can you imagine that's how many people operate out of 0 to 6? They operate in the world that way. So I would, really encourage you to look at who those people in your dream were, even though you hardly knew them. What do they represent to you? Okay, so I hope that helps. C says, Kellee, can I have a card? You bet. I've had the worst luck in the last 3 weeks. 3 deaths, a root canal, and car repair and more. I know somebody else that had something similar. I can't believe that. Well, let's get you a card. I've heard, I had to go to the dentist the other day because they had an opening, so I took it on the eclipse, normally something I don't do. But a very good friend of mine also had a root canal suddenly on the eclipse, and a car repair too. So let's go. Yeah, eclipses kind of break things down. Teeth, cars, and these eclipses have everything to do with healing, because it's Pisces Virgo has everything to do with waking us up spiritually and healing the body and healing our mind. So see, it says, here's your card, patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own. Wait a minute. Nope. That I already did that one. Sorry. Freedom. You are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. So freedom. So here, I mean, how would we, kind of discuss this one? Freedom. Well, you've been through the worst of it. I'd say in 3 weeks, three people that passed that you knew, and a root canal, and a car repair. That's a lot. So maybe ultimately there'll be freedom here for you, honey. I'm sorry. That's a tough one. Hey, Charmaine, thank you. Okay, Julie Akers, can I get a card from my mom? She passed last December, right before her birthday on Christmas Day. I have not yet asked for a card from her because I just bawl my eyes out every day. So, Julie, of course, let's get you a card. I've got chills. She's totally around you. That first year is really hard. For me, it was so hard. And the second year, those 2 years, awful. Oh, your mom says we are soulmates. We are soulmates. How sweet is that? Oh, I've got such a good feeling with your mom. Such a good feeling with her. Okay, so just know she's around, Julie. And when the grief gets so bad, it's hard to have dreams of them when the grief is so hard. But anyway, she's around you, honey. Constance says, loving your book. Yay. Okay, Jamie Christensen, I'm looking to find my soul's purpose and higher meaning. What is the best approach? Okay, and your birthday is October 19th. So October 19th is, again, it's funny, 3 of clubs with a 9 of hearts. So 3 of clubs is in October. Has to do with, trusting your intuition, using your real guidance. Also, a 3 of clubs is wildly creative. They're writers. They can do more than one thing. So your purpose is probably in the spiritual realm, is what I'm thinking. And higher meaning for that would be helping others, helping serve others. So there you go. I hope that helps here. Okay, Barbara Bianco, great question. She says, how do these eclipses impact grief? Barbara, they are kicking ass on grief right now. It is bringing up all kinds of emotions for people. These eclipses bring out emotions so you can release. It's for release. And so I can't tell you how many calls I get a day and how much I work with clients that are so impacted by grief. And this seems to make it much worse. It deepens the grief. Now, it does clear it out for many people. But just go to, when you need to cry and you need to feel, please do. I mean, please, grief is grief. And you never know when grief is going to hit. That's the thing about grief. You just never know, some people I know are gripped by grief. I was gripped by grief initially. And then things kind of mellowed out for me with it. But I went through a period where I just had so much loss. I remember saying to God, I can't take any more loss. I can't take it. I mean, I literally am not built that way. It's really hard. So God bless you, Barbara. Catherine Siemens, she says, good evening, Kellee. Your smile and energy are inspiring. Thank you. I so appreciate that. Okay, Evie Freedy. So your birthday is 6/28. Is it going to get any better? 2024 has been difficult and challenging. So it has been difficult and challenging for a lot of people, Evie, a lot of people. So 6/28, June 28th is a 2 of clubs. So is it going to get better? I think after the eclipses, well, we're going to moving into some really challenging energy here. I'm talking about for the world. For individually, I'd have to actually look at your chart. But here's the thing. I would say that some of these planets are helping us, like this Venus in Libra and like Mercury in Virgo. That's actually going to help us, Evie. So I can say that on a lot of levels, things will get better for you. Okay, on a lot of levels. There you go. Okay, so Vivian Lessard says, Kellee, I'm curious about the Destiny card for December 31st for a current family member. So funniest thing about December 31st. So, I do the Destiny cards. So when I say what card you are, it's from the Destiny cards. And I have most of them memorized. I have them all memorized, but to go faster when I do this, it's easier for me to look down. But the thing is, December 31st, they call that the Joker. I'm not kidding you. I'm not joking you. They call that the Joker card, because there's no card for December 31st. So whenever anybody, if it's pretty rare, because it's kind of a rare one, and sometimes they act more like the King of Spades, because January 1st is a King of Spades, and sometimes they act more like the December 30th, which is the Ace of Hearts. So it all depends. But in that case, I usually just look at straight astrology for them to the best that I can with the chart, because it's kind of rare when I see these people, and then I just go right into a psychic ability. It means this. It means that they can do this or that. They planned a different kind of a life on Earth, a different kind, where they may go by the seat of their pants. It's just different. It's just different. I'd have to really look into that. So thanks for answering that question. So C says, my birthday is 11/11, and I'm the one who asked for a card with about bad luck. Oh, there you go, C. Okay. And well, 11/11 is very powerful, by the way. 11/11 is a 9 of clubs. Very, very, very powerful. Very old soul. Okay. Hi, Laura Hoffman from Florida. Okay, Margie Hall says, if I'm a Pisces, March 26th, and the eclipse is in Pisces, does that mean I'm feeling it stronger? Yes. If you are a Pisces or a Virgo, you will feel it stronger. You betcha. You absolutely will. You absolutely will. This is a very big time. Jamie Snotterly says June 18th. And let me tell you this, June 18th. June 18th is a queen of clubs, people that love to learn everything and a heightened intuition. But let's get a card for you. Gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. There you go. And hi, Linda. Hi, Rhonda from Australia. Rhonda from Australia, let's get you a card. Evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. I love that. I love that. And hold on a second. I have another question this was a good question. And this is from Renee Wendt. And it's a complicated question, because she says, Kellee, in reading your book, I talk about that we all make a choice of our death before we incarnate. We will say, I'm going to pass at this time. I'm going to start here and I'm going to end here. And she says, what if someone with free will, because you're right, we come to Earth and we have free will, kills a person? Now, is that what the person who was killed had chosen before they came to Earth? Or is it possible that their life on Earth ended before they intended to? It's a great question. And I think per individual, I would say that I don't know whatever the karma was between these two people, and or whatever the karma was, it makes often life does not feel fair in the slightest. But the Vedas will tell you that it is fair and balanced according to karma. So I can't really answer that, Renee. It's a great question. So, but the answer is more than likely that could have been the choice, for karmic reasons that I have no idea what they would be. It's complicated. But thank you for that question. I really appreciate that. And Dina Kakuchi, I don't think I'm going to say your name right, says, I always look forward to your insights. And your birthday is September 18th. Let's get you a card on September 18th. Again, 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs comes for the truth. They want to speak the truth and willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Well, that is so true for a 6 of clubs. They will always compromise, which is always a wonderful thing. Hi, Sue Wells. Hi, Lori Clark. Oh, thanks. I love this necklace too. Dawn gave this to me, and I just love this. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Lori Lee says, Kellee, something new has started with me, and I'm seeing things like premonitions. So now that is something. I will pull a card for you. You're April 3rd, and April 3rd is 5 of Spades. 5 of Spades is very much a healer. 5 of Spades loves freedom. They love to move around the cabin, travel all over, but they're really here to be healers. Often I see them as healers. So what happens when you have a spiritual awakening is sometimes things like premonitions start. That happened with me early on in my journey here. And premonitions started. And a premonition is literally seeing the future in front of you. It's like, for me, it was like seeing a video or seeing, it wasn't, sometimes they come in dreams, but for me, it was while I was wide awake. And then all of a sudden something would appear. And I didn't have any idea when this would happen or how this would happen. But my mother used to say, I would tell her, and she'd say, no, write it down. You told me, write it down, and we'll see, what happens. Always in the most positive way. But some of the premonitions were, upsetting. So, as sometimes they are. So, Anna Garza, a new subscriber. Hi, and you're a Virgo. Let's get you a card, Anna. Integrity. And by the way, a lot of Virgos do have integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. Oh, that's a good one. And thanks for tuning in. Alan. Hi, Alan. December 13th is my birthday. And my question is, should I let go or stay grounded? And how do I sustain equilibrium? Should I let go or stay grounded? Well, if you're talking about having a spiritual awakening, it's best to have that while you're very grounded and have the experience. And December 13th is a 5 of clubs, which is, they love to travel too. A lot of action around 5 of clubs. Should I go or stay grounded? I always say stay grounded. It's so important, but also have the experience. You can do both. Okay, Ellie says, God, do I have anxiety about an issue with my millionaire landlord here in New York? I'm sorry, Ellie, that you have anxiety about that. Again, learning to be really grounded and doing the box breathing is really great. It's a great way to ground yourself. Okay, Julianne says, I'm curious about my son Josh's birthday, and he's 5/12, May 12th, right? Okay, May 12th. Okay, 7 of diamonds with a jack of hearts. He must have a big heart. 7 of diamonds, we call that the millionaire card. We call that the one that is has to take a spiritual path. They must take a spiritual path. And they have to watch all their thoughts. All thoughts. And remember this for everybody, but particularly 7s. They have to watch negative thoughts. And they can't have negative thoughts. They have to have only really positive thoughts. So I think that's really important. So Marge says, my mind starts to race when I sit to meditate. And that's why I said, Marge, this box breathing, 4, 4, 4, 4, box breathing. It's really good. And I'll probably have Michelle write up something about that, and we can post that real soon for everybody. But box breathing will help. And again, you set the intention, you set the space. Sometimes, playing light meditative music is very helpful, and it just sets the tone for you. Setting this up. So Gabrielle says, can I get a card for my grandma, Marianne? She helped me with my first pregnancy from the other side. I received many signs from her. I'm doing IVF next month for my second baby. Well, yes. Oh, I got chills. Here we go. She says, I have no pain. But she is, I'm going to say this about her. She's sending you flowers. Yellow flowers would be a sign for her. Look for yellow flowers. Okay, Gabrielle, look for yellow flowers. She's going to help you. Okay. Okay. And Karen Johnson says, I love your book, Jen. Thank you. January 8th and January 8th. Anybody born the first 13 days of January is very powerful time. 6 of Spades. 6 of Spades is about very creative. 6 of Spades are so creative. God, they're usually artists or artisans or something like that, and very, very creative. So I'm glad to, and often, sometimes they're lawyers too. I've run into both. Tiffany Davies. Hi, Tiffany. She says, during a chakra meditation, my heart chakra was bright white instead of green. Is there a reason or meaning for this? Oh, Tiffany, I've had the same experience. It doesn't, just because the heart chakra is green, sometimes all I would just see around me was just white. That's it, just white. Sometimes I would see my whole body as green. I actually have pictures of that somewhere. Really, because I've had my chakras pictures taken many, many a time. And sometimes bright green. It all is what's going on with you at that time. And white is wonderful, okay? That's a wonderful thing. So Laura Lee says, meditation has been great for me. As of late, your gift really helped. Oh, good. And I feel like I am driving a sports car in overdrive. See, right? I mean, it's true. Some people, that's what happens. So, okay. Evie says, you're such a survivor from all that you went through. You're a miracle. I swear to God, it's very true. There was no written about meditation. No, I did talk about meditation. Here we go. So listen, everybody have a wonderful week, and be good to yourselves. try to meditate if you can. I think that's great. And then Monday, we have a great show with, oh my gosh, Donna Eden. So that ought to be a wonderful show. And then I'll see you next Thursday, and we will be talking about the solar eclipse next week. All right. Take care, my friends. Have a great week.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.